Hey, everyone, and welcome to our debut of the Becoming Table Talk. Yay! It's the podcast where we pull up a seat, get real about leadership, and talk about what it actually takes to show up whole, confident, and grounded in your purpose.
Hi, I'm Shawn, recreation therapist, who believes that leadership starts with how you move, ladies and gentlemen. How you move through life, right? Not just managing a team. I'm here for the conversations that are going to transpire from power, not pressure.
Hi, everyone. I'm LaTrise. I'm an executive assistant, and I've seen how leadership shows up in everyday moments. The boundaries you hold, the care you give, the clarity that you walk in.
And I'm Crystal. I'm an occupational therapist and a creative thinker. And I help leaders move with intention and make room for innovation without losing themselves in the process.
And I'm Dr. Laryssa, a therapist, leadership coach, and 1/4 of Sisters in Healing. And so we built this table for every BIPOC woman in the helping profession who's been showing up strong and maybe sometimes too strong and is ready to lead with purpose and not perfection. This is your space. It's your space just to breathe, to reflect, and we want you to grow. So welcome. Your seats are already saved
To the room.
So before we start talking strategy and systems and all of that, we have to start with the soul of leadership. You know what that is?
What?
That is your why.
Yeah.
Why you show up when you're bone tired. Why you keep going even when your brilliance gets overlooked. See, if you lose touch with your why, the work starts running you instead of you leading it.
Yes.
So today, we're helping you reconnect with the heartbeat behind how you lead. So you can move from clarity and not from exhaustion. And we'll walk you through 4 dimensions of how to show up: your purpose, your trust, your roadmap, and your growth. But look, don't worry. This won't be about theory.
Right.
We're talking about real stuff, real deal. That's going to keep you grounded when leadership really gets heavy. So, Shawn, I always come to you first.
Yes.
You help so many leaders unpack this huge question. It's so huge of why. So for a lot of us, especially like women of color, purpose can sound really big and it can be really intimidating. So, I mean, where do you even begin to start?
Well, first of all, I always suggest everyone to start small, right? Start small and then it'll expound, right? What lights you up about becoming a leader? That's the first question you should ask yourself, right? And what would you be able to say about yourself 5 years from now? Think about that. Purpose isn't pressure, it's clarity. Let me say it one more time. Purpose is not pressure, it's clarity. So some of the leadership roles could be legacy. You want to find, leave something behind, leave an impact in the world. Some are for service, where they pour all their energy into everything that they're doing, right? And some are for the mastery of it. How are you going to grow? How do you move through that leadership? And some for collective progress. Now, collective progress to move out people forward. You're trying to move people forward doing that collective progress. You just don't want to stay stagnated. You want to move forward. And knowing which one of these you may select or may be a better fit for you will be the way you will lead moving forward.
So I was just thinking, I had a client who realized that she had been chasing titles because she thought that's what leadership was supposed to look like. But once she got honest with her real why, which was actually opening doors for other women, her energy totally shifted.
Change the game.
So her real why stopped her from all that hustling that she was doing for the visibility that she thought she needed. And she started to, again, mentor those women with intention. And that's when her leadership became sustainable for her again, because she was just kind of operating out of just, who's going to see me? I want this title. But that's not who she really was. And that's not what her why was when she started. So you got to kind of get back to why you're doing it.
Exactly. Yes, you do.
Right. Crystal, for me, it's representation. So I show up every day because I remember what it was like to be the only Black woman in the room. I think we
Yes.
all can relate to that
Mm-hmm.
at
Yes.
some point in our career.
Yes, we can.
So I want to make sure that I'm not the last Black woman in this room. Sometimes woman in the room,
Yes.
but Black woman in the room. And I try to keep that in the center and forefront of my mind. And I don't want to lose track of that. So that when you make that your purpose, for me, that was my purpose, representation,
Right.
and blazing a trail,
Yeah.
clearing a path
Yes.
for those that come up behind me, my nieces, the daughters,
Yeah.
all of that,
Yes.
all of the
Yeah.
women that belong in the room.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. When you know your why, that is what becomes your anchor, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps you really steady. You imagine an anchor going into big waves in the water, but for here we're talking about waves of expectation
Right.
that can pull you off course if you're not careful, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to move us into talking about trust. It's not something that you just go in and declare, trust me, right? No.
Yes.
But it's something that you have to earn and that you have to practice,
Right.
right? What do you think, Latrice?
With trust, okay, so with trust, you want to look at it like this. Like you said, it's not something that you earned. It's not something that you're just given. It's something that you earn, much like respect. So if you are a woman of your word, a person of your word, and you follow through with what you said you were going to do, then that's what the little things every day, that's what it matters. That's what
Yes.
matters and builds consistency.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. So showing up prepared, and knowing that other people's times matter. Other people's time matters.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So once you start honoring time and presence, the energy completely changes, and consistency equals respect.
It absolutely does. And to piggyback on you and Latrice, this is where vulnerability is the beginning of trust, right? You have to completely bare your soul. And what you're saying to people is that, I miss it. I'm still learning this, right? Is that I don't know it all.
Yeah.
Okay. Regardless of the fact that I'm in this leadership role, I'm learning too. But it humanizes you once you become vulnerable to your staff, right? And in your leadership role. Your team doesn't need you to be perfect, not by far. They need real. They need you to keep it 100 with them. And once you're vulnerable and you show that side, you can be you all will be a devastating force.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're talking about trust and we're talking about consistency, but trust is that gap between what you say and what you do.
Mhm.
Oof.
Exactly.
And keeping that gap smaller, your trust is getting stronger. So people are like, okay, look, she's really saying it's not just what they say, don't talk about it, be about it.
Right.
That's what they're doing.
That's
So
exactly
if
what
your
they're saying.
words and actions don't line up,
Yeah,
people see that.
they
But
do.
the worst part is they feel it. And
Mhm.
especially those people who are looking to you for that psychological safety. So
Yes.
please, you gotta make sure that you not just what'd you say, Shawn? Walking like you talk it. That's what
Walking
you
like
need
you're
to do.
talking.
Walking
Yes.
like you talking.
Yes.
Yeah, and let's be clear what psychological safety is. That's you creating a space in where your team feels safe enough to come with you with, I'm
Yes.
not sure how to do this. What would you like for me to do? Or how should I do this? Or where they feel safe enough that they can speak up. So it's the idea of, it's hard to create something that you don't know or feel yourself.
Right.
And so you being clear in that I can speak up and I can command the room, which
Mhm.
then creates a space for your team to feel that same way. And so
Absolutely.
keeping that alignment, that takes structure, right?
Yes.
Which
Yes.
brings us to leadership roadmap. So once you know your why and you're building trust, you need to have a map. You
Yes, you do.
need to know or have a way to move yourself with intention. So I love how you break this down, right, Crystal? So will you tell us what that looks like?
Okay, so grab your pencils, grab your papers. Let's get ready. So I'm going to give
School's in
you
session.
3 questions for your leadership roadmap. First question, what do I want to accomplish? Got this? So you got to think about, what do I want to accomplish? That's question number 1. Number 2, how will I operate? Think about that. And finally, question number 3, what will I protect? So what we're talking about is not just about the outcomes. It's about how you're showing up while you're getting there.
Yes.
So impact, you got to think about that. And then you want to talk about your goals and how you're going to define your focus. Then you got to follow with your principles. How are you going to define your integrity? And finally, your boundaries. Your boundaries. No is a word. Got it?
Yes, it
As
is.
well as a sentence. So your boundaries is going to be what helps you protect your peace.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I concur 100%, Crystal. And that roadmap is not going to be written once, right? You have to revisit it more than once.
You got to look at it
Okay.
again?
Yes,
After
you
did it
do.
to burn it down to one time? What you
Yeah,
talking
you
about?
have to keep revisiting it so that if it needs to be tweaked, if it's not strong in some areas, you know what I mean? If there's weaknesses, once you revisit it, then you can build and add to it. And the luster it'll be that shining star that you're trying to reach for.
So
when you revisit it as often as you can, growth just doesn't mean, moving forward. It's recalibration. That's
I was just
exactly
gonna
what
say
it
it.
is.
I'm thinking about that, Shawn, like your GPS when you have to reroute.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
I was like, oh
That's
my gosh,
exactly it.
recalibration,
Rerouting.
rerouting.
Yes.
Rerouting.
Right. Right.
And that's all right.
Yes, it is.
When you have to change it, but also write it down. Okay. Write down your plan, your roadmap, your intentions.
Your new direction.
So when chaos hits,
Yes.
and you have it wrote down, that way you're not, what was I going to do? And all disheveled and, confused. You know where you are, you know how you want to lead, and and it's not just what the job demands there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that I think that's a perfect segue into bringing us to talking about growth, because leadership is a living practice, right?
Yes, it is.
Growth, it's not glamorous. It's actually really gritty. It's like elbows in mud, like military crawl. And it's ongoing, right? So what does real commitment to growth look like, Shawn?
Well, there are 3 things to that. One is reflection. You always want to reflect. Challenge and community. Okay. Reflection being number 1 is you always want to be self-aware. You always want to be aware of your vulnerability, your shortcomings, how you're showing up. Right. And the challenge is it's going to keep you stretching.
Yeah.
When people challenge you, then what do? You step outside of your comfort zone, right? And you show them, okay, you want to see what I'm made of? Here I am. And then community, which helps to keep you grounded, right?
so
They pull you back in when they like, okay, you got the big head. Let me pull you in a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But all of that intertwined makes a wonderful souffle. It really does.
And especially for us as BIPOC women, community is everything.
It is everything.
It is.
We're collective beings.
Yes, we are.
Say it one more time.
We are collective beings.
We really are.
Because we think, when you think about it, we have to navigate so many layers that others don't.
Yes, we do.
What do we have to do? Code switching at times, thinking about those stereotypes. And a lot of times we're in isolation, right? Again, what do we say? Sometimes we're the only one in the room.
Yeah.
So having people who get it, who get you, and they can still challenge you to rise, that's absolutely necessary.
Yes, indeed.
It's so necessary.
It is.
It is very necessary, Crystal. And so is rest. Rest is necessary.
Say what? Rest is necessary.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, Trees.
Rest does not equal laziness.
Nope.
This is the oil. I think Shawn mentioned that earlier, but the oil that keeps the machine going.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you put rest down and make that schedule rest in your week,
Yeah.
then you're not running on empty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
in order for you to be productive and to make things possible, you have to be rested and be ready for the team, because they're going to look to you
Absolutely.
to be on point.
So you need to make that a priority, is what you're saying?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a mind shift.
Yes, it is.
Or a mindset shift, excuse me.
It is.
It's a mindset shift. We've been taught, like, the old messaging of if you're resting, you're not being productive. You're not you're not doing anything. But in actuality, like you said, it's the opposite. It's necessary so that you can be productive.
Absolutely.
So
you know what I was thinking about?
What's that?
You know how the old people say, a body in motion, stay in motion. Honey, my body was going so hard. I kept saying, oh, I gotta push. But your body tells you, and it'll shut you down.
It will shut you down.
Oh, look, don't play with your body. Your body don't play. If it say, if you're not going to listen to me, well, I got you. I got your number.
I got you.
Bronchitis. How about that? You can't breathe, and now you're tired. You got to lay down. Okay?
Right.
So if you don't choose to rest, your body would choose it for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How would you like your rest?
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't rest, you're making decisions not from a good space.
That's true.
Yeah,
very erratic.
There's no clarity.
From you're not clear. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. So sustainable leadership, basically what we're saying, that it is rooted in rest.
Yes.
It is rooted in reflection. And it is rooted in having real connection. It's not a constant body in motion. Right? It's not a constant output.
That's true.
So let's just bring this all home. Okay? So your why, your heartbeat of leadership. Trust is your bridge between your words and actions. Your roadmap is your intentional plan for leading with integrity. And then your growth is your ongoing practice of becoming.
Yes.
None of it works without the other. All right.
No,
when you lead from this foundational place, then people don't just see your title. What they then begin to feel is your authenticity.
Whew.
Man.
That gets me every time you say that, Laryssa.
Right.
So I want you all to remember, this is practice. Please know this is a practice game. All right. We're not looking for perfection. Okay. Even though that's ingrained in us, that's not what we're looking for. Okay. Every intentional choice adds up. It does.
It sure does.
Every intentional choice adds up. Remember that.
And your why is what's going to hold you steady when things get hard. And believe me, it may very well get hard.
Oh, it will.
Leadership ain't always easy.
It's not if, it's when.
Yeah, okay. You're right. When it gets hard. And I'm going to give you a little teaser for the next time. We're going to talk about protecting your time and your energy. Because your purpose deserves boundaries.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
And as BIPOC women, every time we show up with clarity, we make room for someone else that looks like us to do the same.
Yes.
And that is legacy.
Heart like the Red Sea.
Yes.
Come on, y'all. Come on.
Yes.
Trailblazing.
Yeah, trailblazing.
So, look, we want to thank you for joining us on our debut episode of the Becoming Talk. Yay! We did it, y'all. We did it.
We did it.
Look, this week, what we want you to do is take some time to reflect, okay?
Yes.
Ask yourself, what energizes me about leadership? What would make me proud in 5 years from now? You being proud, not somebody else being proud of you, but you being proud of you.
Right.
And then we want you to write it down. We want you to return to it. And we want you to understand this thing right here, that this is where your becoming begins.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is just the beginning, y'all. So pull up a chair, join the conversation, and let's keep becoming together. We'll see you next time.
Thank
Y'all
you.
take care.
Take
See you
care.
guys. See you at the table.